Eat That Frog. 21 Great Ways to Stop Procrastinating and Get More Done in Less, summarized by audiobooks you love. I believe we can all see the following situation. According to Brian Tracy, you put off making a phone call at work that you really don't want to do all day, put off writing a crucial report until the last minute, or have a presentation for which you can't bring yourself to develop the slides. In his book Eat That Frog, he lays out 21 funny techniques to avoid procrastinating, establishing the foundation for completing tasks. That item you're putting off is a frog, and you should eat it first. The best thing about this book is that the strategies can be used individually, meaning you can choose and pick the ones that fit your schedule and lifestyle and implement those first. Although this book was written from a business perspective, there are plenty of places to apply it to real life as well. Brian got the book's name from Mark Twain, who famously said, "Eat a live frog first thing in the morning, and nothing bad will happen to you for the rest of the day." Set the table. Your frog may be quite clear, or you may be a bit unsure about the work or issue that the slimy green toad is referring to. To make clear what you want and how to get there, follow these 7 stages. First, identify your objective. Second, put it in writing. And third, establish a due date. There are 4 things you may need to perform in order to reach the objective. 5. Divide the list into manageable, distinct activities based on order and importance. Number 6 is to act, and number 7 is to do one daily action that will help you get closer to your objective. This clarity lays the groundwork for the second level of productivity. When you start working on a project, plan out how things will be completed a month or more in ahead. Once you have a master list of things that need to be done, you can begin to plan how and when they will be completed. Number 3, use the 80-20 rule. It's okay if this changes as the day draws to a close. Every night before you wrap up your work for the day, spend 10 minutes or so preparing and arranging for the next day so that you can get straight to the action when you start working in the morning. The 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle, states that 20 of your actions will yield 80% of your results. The frog you must find and eat first is the task that requires the greatest amount of effort and is also the one that you are most likely to put off. Think about the repercussions. There are many great quotes that illustrate this, but my favorite is from Jerry Rice. "Today I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what they can." It is probably easier and more comfortable to avoid eating whatever frog is on your plate, but what will happen if you don't eat that frog? Will you get fired? Will you remain overweight and unhappy? Will you still be working at the same job that you hate in a year? The 5th, use the ABCDE technique. Consider the frog to be your A. It must be completed. The 20 will provide results. Select the pushback or even postpone the dandy chores if you are going to put them off. By prioritizing your completed to-do list, you will be able to do the most crucial things and give yourself some leeway on the less critical ones. Number 6, identify important outcomes. For example, if your objective is to increase your social media following, views and likes aren't the most important outcomes. You may be concentrating on a job that receives a lot of views and likes, but if you aren't making any money from that social media following, stop that and concentrate on the important outcomes rather than the vanity metrics. This is known as the number 7 law of forced efficiency. If you can only accomplish one thing today, what should you concentrate on? This relates to the 80-20th rule and understanding what crucial outcomes will enable you to reach your objectives. Usually, doing one important task is preferable than completing 20 little unimportant ones. Number 8. Cal Newport's When It's Time to Work, Work in Depth, he often discusses setting up your office for productivity. To cut down on distractions, he will even switch off his internet, put his phone in a different room, and wear soundproof headphones. The ninth, get your job ready in advance. Have you ever been working on a project and discovered you couldn't finish it because you were missing something? If so, your momentum will be totally lost the minute you leave your desk to get it. Good luck trying to get it back. Assemble all informational papers, resources, and tools before beginning to concentrate. And number 10, concentrate on a single job at a time. Multitasking is a fallacy. Humans cannot effectively manage many ideas or projects at once. Sure, you can manage numerous things at once, but your output and work quality will suffer greatly. 11th, improve your abilities if you've ever felt inadequate to complete a task. One of the main causes of procrastination is thoughts of inadequacy. The best method to deal with this is to keep learning about your industry and expertise, whether via books, lectures, or courses, until you have the confidence to take action right away. Use your strings at number 12. This is one of the main arguments that Naval Ravikant often brings up, as Tracy points out. Finding your special talent, something that comes naturally to you but seems difficult for others, and investing the time necessary to hone it will probably result in you being paid well for it, number 13. When you look at your calendar, you see 10 other things every day that divert your attention. To reach your goals, you can add the task of purging your calendar of unnecessary items so that you can concentrate on writing better. More often, our limiting factor is internal. Perhaps we are dealing with low-value tasks or imposter syndrome. Once a week, check in with yourself to see what is holding you back. Did you complete all the tasks that you sent out to finish? Having a bad strategy or being easily distracted? Address these issues and see your productivity. Sore number 14, as a student, do you recall the intense pressure you felt the day before a big test? You couldn't study enough. Try to put yourself in a similar situation. It's incredible how much motivation this can give you. The last time I was in a tight spot, I told my best friend that I owed him $100 if he didn't finish this task. I finished with time to spare. 15th, determine your chronotype. Your internal clock is referred to as your chronotype. Your internal clock is a sophisticated way of describing late-night warriors against those of us in grief. Determine the optimum time of day for you to work and plan your tasks accordingly. 16th, be your own cheerleader. A growing body of research indicates that optimistic people find it easier to set and achieve goals than pessimists. Tracy acknowledges that this may sound a bit cliché, but by having confidence in yourself and being upbeat, you can find solutions to issues that come up and have faith that you'll find a way to accomplish your goals. Number 17, while technology is fantastic and undoubtedly has its place, it can also be a huge distraction and time waster. Number 18, put your electronics away when you're trying to concentrate and actually finish tasks. Put your smartphone in a different room, turn off your email notifications, and if necessary, block websites like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram until you're done. Do you know how to eat an elephant one bite at a time? Similarly, when it comes to large goals and tasks, break them down into manageable chunks and tasks that will take 15 to 60 minutes. Crossing off small tasks from a list can be inspiring and a good way to make a difficult project seem manageable. 19th, I set aside the first 3 hours of my day for the frog because I'm a morning person and I know that's when I'm at my best and will have the fewest distractions around me. You should schedule time to eat because you know that eating the frog is the biggest and hardest task of your day. Number 20, discover your flow. Everybody has somewhat varied ideal working hours and settings. Try changing the lighting, the time of day, the music, the seats, and other elements that might impact your ability to reach your groove and last 21 when you set out to do a job. Stay there until it's finished. If the assignment is too large to complete in one sitting, you should definitely divide it into 2 or 3 smaller, more manageable tasks. This serves as a motivating tool as well, since every time you wake up, you've crossed something more off your list. Keep in mind that doing something very well that doesn't need to be done is one of the worst wastes of time. Thank you for seeing our synopsis of Brian Tracy's Eat That Frog. We hope it helps you achieve your objectives and be more productive. Do you have a book concept that we should summarize? If so, please share it in the comments section below with a like and a subscribe, and we'll do our best to turn your ideas into a video.